Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, the #1 place for content creators and online entrepreneurs. So you have obviously read the title and already smashed the like button for the YouTube algorithm. So I want to get straight on with this video and avoid any fluff. I want to make this video actionable steps for you to go ahead and get your first online social media management client in the next 30 days. To this day, I've worked with over 60 social media management clients and I've absolutely loved doing so. So firstly, you're probably thinking, what on earth is a social media manager? What do they do? And how can I obviously do it myself? So obviously there's a couple of different things that can sort of be underneath the bracket of a social media manager, but me personally, I focus on Instagram and Facebook management for my clients. We also have a couple of YouTube channels that we do the editing and video optimization for them, but typically I stick with Instagram, Facebook, and sometimes YouTube. I like to keep my business pretty lean and don't overcomplicate it with all of these different platforms, because ultimately a couple of platforms is key for each and individual business. Although obviously you can post on these other platforms, it really depends where your client's audience are, but I just know that the type of clients that I work with, their audiences are typically on Facebook, Instagram. As I mentioned before, I want to keep this so simple and so actionable, so I've broken it down into a few different steps. #1 is getting meetings. This is where your main focus should be outreach, okay? So reaching out to potential customers, potential clients that you could help with their social media presence. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to go and use this platform and this platform and this platform. These clients are everywhere. If you do your research, you can find them on Google, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everywhere. The websites, Google, just Google, you know, local businesses that you might potentially want to work with. And then of course you can reach out to them and give them some sort of value. And then of course, try and get them on a phone call or a Zoom call to pitch your services in a sense. When you think about social media management, you really need to think of the abundance of new companies that are being created on a daily basis, and every single one of them need help with social media. So #2 is getting results. How are you going to get results for these potential customers? It's pretty simple when push comes to shove. I come from a graphic design background, so I was already pretty established within, you know, creating posts for social media. However, this is a skill that can be learned pretty quickly, and after time you're going to get better and better within everything that you do in any business, right? What I'd suggest is go ahead onto something like canva.com and go ahead and just start playing around with it, start creating some posts and just getting yourself familiar with creating content. You of course then want to get good at writing captions for each individual business. There is tons of content online for you to learn how to write good captions, you know, on YouTube, Skillshare, Udemy. All of those sort of platforms have some really good courses on how to write effective captions. The next thing, of course, if you're using Instagram, is to have some sort of knowledge when it comes to hashtags. Same again, there is an abundance of resources online for you to learn this as a new skill. And like anything, it's going to take you some time to learn it, but once you have that in your arsenal, it's going to be something that you can then pitch to potential customers and clients for the remainder of time. So #3 is building systems. So let's paint an ideal picture of you've just signed up a new client and you're posting on their behalf on Instagram and Facebook, and you know, every single day you're having to get your phone out and post onto their platforms, right? Once you get to about 5 clients, that's going to be really hard to keep on top of. So what I would suggest is go ahead and using something like the Facebook Creator Studio, which is completely free for Instagram and Facebook, or invest in something like Hootsuite, which is going to be really good for you to engage with your clients' accounts as well, because in Hootsuite you can basically go in and you can respond to comments, you can comment on other people's accounts, you can follow hashtags. There's tons of benefits when it comes to using Hootsuite. However, if you are just getting started and you've just got your first client, definitely don't overlook the Facebook Creator Studio, because it is, like I said, completely free for you to use. So if you're thinking about your profit margins, of course, if you have a social media client that is, you know, £300 a month they're paying you, but then you have to pay, I don't know, £80 a month for software and taxes and stuff, like you're probably only going to be profiting, you know, a small percentage of that initial payment. Just take that into consideration. And of course, if you have 20 social media management clients, it's going to be a good investment for you to, invest into a social media management platform that will allow you to keep on top of all of those clients, even if it does cost you like £300 a month or something. And that's usually on the top spectrum of these platforms. I don't really know a social media management tool that costs more than like £500 a month, for example. The next thing you want to make sure you're doing is using platforms such as Trello to keep organized with all of the accounts you are running. This is going to be a really good way to keep everything in one place with all of your different clients. A nice way that I like to use it is to have all of my clients in one board, and then we have all of their resources. So if they have Google Drives with their pictures in, we can have that linked within Trello, so you don't have to keep going back and forth to find all of your, your content, their logos, their hashtags, etc. I keep everything in one place just to really streamline the whole process. Another key thing you want to implement from the get-go is having all of your clients using Slack. Now, when I first started running an online business and being a social media manager, I was actually just communicating with my clients through like email, phone calls, text messages, WhatsApps. And like I said, once you get to about 5 to 10 clients, you do not want all of them people emailing you something, then WhatsApping you something, then phoning you to ask you if you see the email, and you're like, no, I didn't. And then, like, honestly, the best advice I could give you at this point is to use Slack from the get-go, because like I said, when you scale, it's going to be so important to have everything in one hub. And now that's the main reason I told you Trello and Slack, those two go hand in hand together for me, especially with my team members and stuff that work on some of my accounts. Honestly, Slack from the get-go, even if you have one client, make it your company's policy that you'll only reply to that client if they message you on Slack. Now, I cannot tell you the amount of stress that you will miss out from just implementing that from the get-go. You do not want 5 clients like all WhatsApping you, right? Keep your business and your personal life separate, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Even when it comes to like emails and stuff like that, although it's part of your business still, if it's something that they can send you a message on Slack rather than emailing you, it's just gonna, like I said, lean down the business, keep everything in one place and keep it scalable for you. Today's video is partnered with Lead Pages. Now, Lead Pages is the company I use to create all of my websites and landing pages, and with my link below you can get a free 7-day trial, so definitely go check it out. It's not going to cost you anything, and as a subscriber of the channel, if you do want to use my onboarding funnels, which I use for my new clients, feel free to just shoot me a message on Instagram and I'll send them straight over to you. Now, one thing you're probably asking is like, Olley, I've got no experience in social media management. How am I going to get a client if I've got no experience? So one thing I definitely recommend you do, as I mentioned before, is go into Canva, start creating some posts, start getting used to creating content. And what you can actually then do is put together a portfolio from that content that you've created. Honestly, recommend to do is, if you are literally starting, you've got 0 clients at this time, go ahead and create yourself a separate Instagram page as a personal brand page, and the fact that you're a social media manager. So in the bio, I help business owners manage their social media so they can make more sales, or so they can spend more time with their family, or so they don't have to stress out with social media. Because a lot of social media management clients that I worked with, the biggest factor to them working with us is time. A lot of businesses now know they need to be on social media. They absolutely all know that, but a lot of them is they don't have the time, which is fair enough. And I always use the analogy of like, you wouldn't go to a barber's and ask him to give you a tattoo, right? So it's the same with like any business owner. Although like marketing is basically a necessity for every single business owner, a lot of the time would make sense for them to outsource that work so they can focus on their income producing activities that they know actually bring revenue into the business. Although social media management will, it's not something that they probably have the skill set or the time to focus on, because it's not essentially something that, it is obviously to do with their business, but they already know at this point what makes them money. So it's going to make a lot more sense for them to focus on what's making them money now, and for them to automate social media so that can continuously bring them in new leads, new revenue, and a new audience essentially. So by creating a personal brand, you can actually go ahead and create content on your personal brand page that does 2 things. Okay, one, it can essentially act as like a funnel for people searching on Instagram for social media managers, right? Because you can have a call to action, you can have like a calendar link in the bottom of your Instagram to book in a call with you. And of course, if you're posting content that is speaking to your ideal customer, then there's no reason that if they like what you're posting, they're not going to reach out to you. So if you are going to be a social media manager, then think about the pain points of your potential customers. One thing I just spoke about is a lot of the time it is just time that they're focused on, they're worried about, right? Or they don't have the time to focus on their social media accounts. So what you could do is go into Canva and create posts about the importance of social media, the importance of social media managers, you know, why you need a social media manager in 2020, and then like list 5 points. So this is going to act as one, like a funnel for new potential customers, but it's also going to be something that you could build your portfolio around to show what you're like at creating content, right? Also, that is really great, but if you can, just go ahead and create some posts for a, you know, like a customer, right? And this is one way I actually got a client. I literally found a business that I really wanted to work with, and instead of like pitching them my service and stuff, I literally just went onto their Instagram and Facebook and to their website, pulled some images from certain places and repurposed them and made them some graphics, right? And I think I made about 6 graphics for them, and then went ahead and put it into like a slide, Google slide sheet, and wrote some captions for them, and then essentially just told them what I had done. I said, look, I'm getting into social media management. I actually created a few posts for you for your account. Don't want to charge you for them, just wanted to make them just because I'm trying to build up my portfolio. Is it okay for me to use these in my portfolio moving forward? And a lot of the time they'll be like, oh my god, who is this? Who is this guy? Why is he doing that? No, that's actually gained me clients before, and that's also something I recommend. If you are in talks with a potential customer, then take that extra step, take the initiative to go ahead and say, you know what, whether we sign these on as a client or not, we can actually use these as someone for our portfolio. We can just go ahead and create a couple of graphics for them, and then if they're not a good fit or they don't want to work with us, then we can at least say, you know, here's some graphics that we created for you, and also, is it okay if we use these in our portfolio? And you know, 95% out of the time they're going to say yes, thank you so much for creating these for us, they're great. And a lot of the time they'll probably be interested in what you have to offer, especially if you've given that value up front. But you know, worst comes to worst, they're not interested, and you've got good testimonial for your portfolio, and you've got some social proof, some proof that you can create, you know, really nice graphics for these businesses. So guys, this is honestly more than enough for you to go ahead and get your first couple of clients for social media management. I'm not going to go into depth when it comes to like the sales outreach methods, etc., etc. I really just wanted to give like a general guide. Oh my god. I really just wanted to give like a general outline on, you know, social media management and what it's like being a social media manager, to essentially see if it's for you, right? Because all what we've talked about is honestly enough for you to go ahead and get your first couple of clients. No matter what script you've got, no matter what sales you've done before in the past or anything like that, what we've just gone through is honestly enough. If you can just reach out to clients or potential clients, get some meetings under your belt, and obviously get some results for someone, and then build sort of like a case study and some social proof around that, there's no reason that you can't scale this to 5 to 10 clients. I actually am going to create a video on how to create a marketing agency, which will go into a little bit more depth, getting out of that social media manager role and actually creating it as a, you know, a proper business. This is something absolutely anyone can do. Also, even if you have a 9 to 5, this is something that you could do as an extra income. I know plenty of people that are still working 9 to 5 and have like 4 social media management clients, and they're happy with that, right? They don't want to evolve into like that whole agency model. They're happy with working their 9 to 5 and having, you know, an additional £1,000 a month for, you know, posting some stuff on social media, right? So it really depends on who you are, what you want to achieve. To say my throat. If you found this video useful, guys, please annihilate the like button for me. Smash the YouTube algorithm button. That is not the right words, but we're gonna roll with it. Smash the subscribe button. And I'm sure I'll see you in the next video. And I also just wanted to add, for the people that have stuck around to the end of the video, I have also opened up my 4-week Designer Future mentorship program. I'd love to have you in if you wanted some one-on-one coaching when it comes to a social media marketing agency and how to get these clients online. I haven't really had this open for a while, but you know, I'm looking to work with some new people, and on the back of this video, I'm sure it will help a lot of people out. That's it, really. It was a little bit of an informal video today. It's raining in the UK. I thought, you know, let's get some videos done. Yeah guys, like honestly, this is a bit of a laid back video and just wanted to talk. Honestly, like out of like what I had planned for this video, if I was to talk about like social media management, I think is really on the up. There's a lot of people that are in need for help with social media, and there's a lot of people that I turn away as clients because for me now they're not necessarily a good fit, but for someone just getting started in, you know, social media management, they'd definitely be a good fit. You know, there'd definitely be a great fit for you to go ahead and start gaining some experience. The fact that it's social media, it's like worldwide, so you're not really tied to working with local businesses. That's honestly something I would recommend at the start, is to like just go out into your local network as well. Just start speaking to people, even people you've probably got on your Facebook friends list at the moment. If you just dropped all of those a message and said, look, I want to become a social media manager, do you know any business owners that might benefit from my help? And you'd be surprised the amount of people, because they already like, know and trust you, that they're probably going to refer you on to people that they know, right? And of course, as everyone knows, when it comes to business in general, is like referrals are key. Referrals are great because if someone likes, knows and trusts you, refers you to someone, it's going to be like one of the most easiest sales you'll ever go through. Hopefully that helps guys. A little bit of a laid back one, just wanted to talk to you guys and hopefully give you some actionable steps. If this video did help, as I mentioned before, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, leave a comment below, and I'm sure I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys, take care.
Hollywood 6.